Hey, hi, hello. My name is Emily, and thanks so much for hanging out with us on the Today Needs You podcast. This is where we have the chance to chat about all the things, from feelings and friendships to our favorite sneakers and our favorite Bible verses. We're going to tackle it all. I'm super pumped about today's episode, so let's dive in together.
Hi guys, we are back on the podcast, and today we're joined by Peyton and Campbell, and we're gonna start. We know each other from church, which is fun, and I'm super excited that y'all are here. Campbell, you want to start?
Sure. I'm Campbell Creed, and I go to Lake Travis High School. I'm a senior. I was born and raised in Louisiana. I love to hang out with friends. And I don't play sports anymore. I used to. It was a good point in my life, but I kind of got burnt out.
Playing what?
Track and soccer.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm burnt out hearing that.
Yeah, Peyton and I tried it. My good friend Peyton right here, we tried track last year, and it wasn't really for us.
That's lovely. Thanks for introducing yourself,
I'll pass
Campbell.
it on to her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Peyton Priest, and
Oh my gosh, Campbell Creed and Peyton Priest.
Yeah,
That's
we
you.
get that a lot.
Yeah, sorry guys. Okay, I'm there.
I'm also a senior at Lake Travis High School, and I was born and raised here in Austin, Texas. And I watch 4th and 5th graders at an elementary school after school while they play on the playground and color.
Like extended care.
Extended care.
Yeah, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, thanks for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
Thanks for having us.
I'm way too excited. Yeah. I wanted to start by asking y'all, what does it look like to you? What does it mean to you to be a unique individual and independent in that?
I think around like middle school is when I started to sort of dress differently. Doesn't mean that it was good, but I did sort of try and separate myself, but I would I switch up my style all the time. It could literally be the most generic outfit ever, but I feel like fashion has always been a way that you're easily able to divide yourself and stick out from others. And so I've had some really rough phases of fashion, and I've had some good ones.
For me, I have been thinking about what does it mean to be you for my whole life. The first time I heard it and I saw it in cursive on a little poster and everything, I was like, what does that mean? How do I be myself? Aren't I myself all the time?
Yeah, that's just what happens.
Yeah, exactly. And so then it almost kind of put a pressure on me to be myself.
Yeah.
And I kind of started overthinking it as a kid.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, because I guess I was kind of subconsciously pressuring myself to be myself already, because I was going into school, elementary school, even middle school. You meet all these different people and you start to wonder where you belong.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I wrote my college essay on, is finding myself and not shaving off pieces of yourself to fit into another person's life. Because
that's really beautifully stated.
Well, thank you. But to me, when I really think about it, I think about who I was when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Because even working with kids now, you see how they're so unforgivingly themselves.
Right.
And it's also not necessarily being super unfiltered and outgoing. That's not really what being yourself is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you are that, then that's good. But
It's a flavor. It's a certain flavor of being yourself. That does not apply to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, if you are a person to just sit back and observe, then that's being yourself, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for me, when I think about how I was when I was a kid and how I would observe situations and jump into situations and how I saw everybody, I think even how I dressed back then, it's coming to me now.
Yeah.
And I also thought that I would have everything figured out by the time I graduated high school. or when I was in my 20s.
Me too.
That's a tough pill to swallow when you realize I don't think it ever happened.
I don't think it ever happens.
When people don't like you or like just don't appreciate you for who you are, it doesn't mean that they're in the wrong or that you're in the wrong. It just means that not everyone clicks like that. Like, there's so many people that I'm just like, you know what? They're cool, but like I don't need to hang out with them.
It's just not a fit.
Yeah. And especially with people that you like a little bit more, you know, you have a crush on them.
You like them?
Yeah, like you like them.
Ooh.
I remember thinking like, oh my God, like what am I doing wrong? Like how could they not like me? Like not even that I had a big ego.
No, right.
Just the fact that like what, like why?
You feel like you're like messing up.
Yeah, exactly. And I now realize that like I can get over things like that so much quicker.
Okay, so how do you let yourself be confident and comfortable in being yourself? Is it the getting and allowing, figuring out like, okay, is this because I did something wrong, or is it just not a fit and I'm me and they're them and we're gonna be good?
When it doesn't work out, it's no longer like I'm questioning myself. Like when I was younger, I definitely was, because I think I was trying to have approval. Like I still am like an approval seeker. Like it
feels nice.
Yeah, like I won't lie. Like validation is a great feeling, but there's certain people that I know that I want validation from. And like when I was younger, I'd be like, I really want this person to like me because like everyone else likes them and like it's definitely a bandwagoner
from everyone.
Yeah. And so I just kind of went along with that, but I realize now like what my worth is and like what my morals are and what I look for in people, and I've just learned to not take it as like seriously. Like
because whenever you get in a habit and you're almost dreading staying alone at home, you can't appreciate yourself at all, really, because it's like hanging out with somebody that you don't want to be with. Yeah. You're not appreciating them because you're thinking you're wanting to do something else or be with other people, like in a relationship almost. Yeah. Yeah, a relationship with yourself.
It is. I think you're right. The spending time alone and valuing it, if it's the constant hustle of like, if the only thing front of mind is, oh, I want these people, like, am I fitting in here? Am I fitting in there? Then you are going to just like totally drain yourself and not have the energy to be doing any of those things that will make things kind of work themselves out. But if you value that alone time,
it's like being with being in a romantic relationship, but you can change the person you're with, actually change them.
Because it's you?
Because it's you.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I've never been like, up until very recently, I've not been a person who like would just take time for themselves to be alone. Like I just always liked being with people. Yeah. And I realized that it's because like I wouldn't say it was like FOMO, just fear of missing out. For I don't know what our age group is
for
like,
everyone.
9-year-olds.
It's
or
great
like,
to never assume. Yeah.
Like, I don't know where we're at.
It could be anyone.
Anyways, I just like when I was at home and I didn't go, sort of like anxiety. Like I like to think that I'm not a very anxious person, but when I wasn't, or when I was about to hang out with people, I'd be thinking like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? Yeah. But yeah, I feel like it does give you a lot of time to, like I've learned more about myself. Like very recently, like last 2 months, I started like saying, you know what? No, I'm just gonna stay home. Yeah. And it's awesome.
Well, because I think like that's something that's hard for me is like, and it's when it's something like new and exciting, it's like, oh, I just want to like have all the fun feelings. Yeah. But then what's also cool and nice is to take time to like process the feelings and like,
it's awesome.
Unwind a bit. Yeah. From the good and the bad.
Like I'd always like I'd come home and I'd be like, all right, I'm heading back out. But when you get to take time and just like I love spending time in my room now. I love just like laying there
So
and being
nice.
with myself.
That's amazing.
Even if I'm not doing anything. But
Yeah.
I do love my friends, and it's fun hanging out with
And
them.
it's nice to have, like, both can be true.
Yeah.
Like, you have your people, you have, again, it's like you don't care what everyone thinks, you don't not care what anyone thinks. And the same with this is like, you don't need to only be alone, you don't have to only be with friends. I think finding those sweet spots
Yeah.
is, again, part of that finding who you are and being confident in who you are as an individual is like, okay, I think it's a lot of different sweet spots.
Mm-hmm.
And figuring out what those look like together.
One thing that I try to remind myself is to not think very hard.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to write that down. Yes.
Because I overthink everything.
Yeah.
And when you don't, you kind of just let things pass and you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But you get it.
Like you said, like thinking so much before you would go spend time with people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is, again, I think if you have the different areas of your life going on, the different groups of friends, different extracurriculars, different jobs, different whatever, everything I think has a more appropriate weight because it's not the end of the world because it's not the only thing you're doing or the only people you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
It just,
Individuality. Thinking. Full circle moment.
It is, because it is like you are a part of a whole. Like, you want to be connected and be a part of a huge group of people and know that you matter in that, but also want to be yourself. And I feel like you guys both do a really good job of that. Thanks for sharing your tidbits and insights, because I learned a lot. So thanks.
Thanks so much for listening while we're just getting started. If you want to stay plugged into this community, like, subscribe, and let us know what you'd like to hear more about, who you would like to hear from by shooting us an email at info@allthethings.community.